a butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. And twist myself at the spine.
Okay, we are good. I did not forget to mute. I did not forget to unmute my microphone like last time, so that's a plus. Learning something new all the time. Trying to go a little low latency this one, so maybe answer questions faster. Hopefully my system can do that. It probably can. I'm hardwired. I think I have fast enough internet, and I think my Mac is fast enough for low latency or super low or ultra low, whatever they call it. Mm. Hello, Lathius. That was a cool fun fact. I know carrots, you technically can still find them in different colors. I know the most popular is orange, and when I was a kid, I think all there was orange. So that was pretty cool. My day, I had a busy day, but mostly running errands, so it wasn't anything crazy, crazy. Um, it was all right. Had lunch, had breakfast, ran some errands, took a shower, hopping on, then once this is done, making dinner. So, how is your day going? Other colors are still around, but indeed orange is most popular. Yep, it's a Bugs Bunny when I was a kid. That's what I know. Hopefully, we could get some more people on because this I want it to be more of a kind of like people watching me going through each episode of season 4 with me to kind of distinguish what in each episode people thought was out of character for some of the characters. And I will probably stop at, what did I, season 4, episode 11, because that's the episode I watched today. I haven't watched 12 and 13 yet. So that was kind of my plan, just to go through each episode. Gene, what's going on? Giveaway starts the second I hit 6,000 subs. So that is pretty much on me to keep putting out content that hopefully people like enough to subscribe to the channel because I am ready to go. Believe me, I want that giveaway to be done with like today. But I'm almost at 4,000, so 2,000 more subs and that giveaway is done. And then I'll think about my next giveaway, which might be like PlayStation Plus for a year or Xbox, whatever they call it, Xbox Live for a year or something like that. Matthias, I sure hope I do. Um, I feel like maybe I was, I don't know, maybe a year or 2 years a little bit too late for a PlayStation 5 or a console giveaway since they're so readily available now. If I would have did it when no one could get one, it might have been a little bit better. But it's still a free console, so there's that. Gene, are you still doing the PS5 thing? Yeah, I am giving it away as soon as I hit 6,000 subs. I will go through, I will pick a winner, and then they could choose if they want a PlayStation 5, an Xbox 360. Sorry, an Xbox 360. Oh my God. An Xbox, what is it even called now? An Xbox One X or S. If they want a Nintendo Switch, they'll get a Nintendo Switch. Originally, I kind of pigeonholed myself into a PlayStation, but it's basically a console giveaway. So whoever wins, they could pick what they want. Matthias says, I'm honestly one of their favorite reaction channels. Always make me feel a little bit more happy. That makes me happy. I'm glad because that's my main goal is to watch things that I enjoy, have people who also enjoy them watch with me and enjoy it together. I try not to be negative. I just want people to have fun, and I know there are plenty of other places to go to watch, but I've noticed that even a couple of the channels that I used to watch like 4 or 5 years ago, they've kind of switched their demeanor a little bit. So it's kind of stinky. Shiro, what's up? You sure it has the same typeset as Guardians of the Galaxy? It does. This is another one of my what was I calling them? Like test shirts. I made a whole bunch of test shirts with different fonts, and this is one of the ones that I think came out really good. So I have shop.screensanctum.com up. This isn't on there yet. It's mostly just my main logo. But eventually, once I get a little bit bigger, I might start putting these back up because this one was fun to make. But thank you. Yeah, Gene. So I'm just trying. I know I can't edit the video, but I tried to put it in the description that it's more than just a PlayStation giveaway. So for the next one, I'll have to really think of something that might be more difficult to get or something that doesn't last as long. I think I started at 2,500 subs, so I would have had to get 3,500. So the next one, it might just be a regular 2 week, a 2 week waiting period or something. So for everyone who's on now, I don't want to wait too long, but is everyone on familiar with season 4 of Community as far as the gas leak season for me to go through each episode to kind of like talk about them? Because I know what happened in them, but as I was watching the season, I really couldn't pick out real instances that people say the characters acted totally different. Like the episode, I don't know, maybe I'm just not good at picking them out, but we could start. So the first episode of season 4 was History 101. So let me just click into this real fast. It's funny, all the other episodes I kind of like really, really remember, but this one I don't quite remember 100%. So I just want to go in and kind of read a little bit. So this is heavy use of parody focusing on the Hunger Games. The episode makes the first in the series to have no involvement from Dan. Okay, I knew that. Why didn't I have a synopsis? Imaginary version of Greendale created in the mind of Abed, titled Abed's Happy Community College Show. Features parody elements poking fun at sitcoms, multi-camera production, laugh track. Okay, I remember this. In the real world, the study group assembles at Greendale to take part in their new history class, History of Ice Cream. All right, I remember that. It was overbooked due to forgery. During the episode, Troy and Britta's newfound relationship comes strained. Andy attempts to pull pranks on the dean. Jeff, changed for the better, takes part in the dean's games to earn the study group seats. Oh, I remember that. And they had to do a dance at the end. Okay, so I remember this one. Sure. The gas leak. This is something I just found out today. I have always known that Dan Harmon left for season 4 and that most people do not like season 4, but they call it the gas leak season because I believe in the first episode of season 5, Annie makes a reference. They say something like, I don't know, we acted weird last semester, and Annie says something like, oh, there was a gas leak at the school, trying to like tell us that that's the reason why these characters acted weird in season 4. But I'm trying to figure out how they acted weird in season 4. So yeah, I'm so far I'm enjoying season 4, but again, like what in episode 1 of season 4 was out of whack? Like Abed doing like a parody show in his mind is totally Abed. They wanted to take History of Ice Cream because it was going to be easy. That seems like them. Maybe anyone but Annie. She likes to be challenged. Jeff going through that Hunger Games thing that the dean put up to get them back in. I mean, if it wasn't like that easy of a class, he probably wouldn't have done it. But I don't think that's out of the question for Jeff. Like, there's really nothing I could think of in episode 1 that kind of went off the rails as far as, each character. So Althea says, it felt like even though many things were in line, character felt things were off. Maybe the jokes, lines, or the way it was taped. Strange feels different. Well, the first episode that like I did notice was different was the Christmas episode because it wasn't as creative as all the other ones, like not even close. And I thought that they were throwing shade at Dan Harmon when they made Andy say, "Oh, it's our first adult Christmas party." Like I thought they were trying to make fun of Dan Harmon because he always does like a really cool, creative one, and this one was like it was boring. It was an adult one. They were just in an apartment, so. But then again, maybe it was just a literal sense of the term. Um, Paranormal Parentage, that was the Halloween one, right? Where he locks himself in the panic room, forces the gang to find him. Again, I thought that was a pretty funny episode. Nothing out of whack to me, to be honest. Hey, Kira, my week for a Monday has started off pretty well. I have to see The Little Hours with Allison Brie and Aubrey Plaza. I did see that. Little Hours was hilarious. That's the one where they were nuns, right? Damn, I should have got a straw. So I just want to go through them quick. We don't have to go into too detail, but if there is something in an episode that you for sure want to like talk about, let me know because I do. I just enjoy talking to you guys in general. So let's see. Althea says, I actually thought that one was nice. Some episodes where they go out of the original setting I don't like, but that one was fine. Okay, I feel you on that one. Seeing his mansion was cool though. It was, and some of the like the tricks that they did to like spook them, like the walls moving, that was kind of funny. I mean, it would be really odd for someone to have those types of walls, but what are you gonna say? All right. Episode three was Conventions of Space and Time, and that's when they all go to the Inspector Space Time convention. And again, this is another episode. Actually, now that you mention it, it did seem like this episode just in general had more episodes like away from school, even if it was only like two or three. So they go to the convention. They didn't initially invite Pierce and Shirley, but they invited them later. This is the one where that crazy kid came from England and basically was trying to kidnap Abed. Um, so this one, again, taken away from school seems okay to me. I mean, most of the time they usually just talk about it. They don't actually show us like stuff that's pop culture-y. Or they'll go to when Troy and Abed had oh my God, I forgot the name of the room that they would go in. The Imaginatorium, was that what's it called? I'm lost. Gene said, "Do you ever see the movie about this girl who was trapped underneath some type of cellar, but the process was aliens did take over the planet?" That sounds familiar, but I don't usually watch a lot of horror stuff. Shira said, I don't think season four ventured too far out of the norm that community had. I did notice that it lacked some of the Vava energy that earlier episodes had. I will say this, to me, it's funny, but it's not as funny as season one through three. Like there are funny moments in these episodes, but no, I don't think any of the episodes of season four I would put as my favorite. When I was watching one through three, I know I would say like, "Oh my God, this episode was the best," and the next episode would come. I was like, "I think this one was the best." Season four doesn't really have that yet. Um, Still okay, I guess. Some parts were rather cringe, like Jeff at the end and him looking exactly like the cartoon guy. Oh yeah, that whole thing with Jeff was kind of weird to me. I feel like, yeah, I agree. Jeff was kind of weird in that one. Annie, I think, was fine. Like, she's usually, I mean, she has fun, but I thought it was nice to see her be put in a position that she probably didn't want to be in, but then was like, let me just pretend and just get all this free stuff and get people to pamper me. I thought that was cool. All right, let's see. Oh, alternative history of the German invasion. So this was the next one with the Germans, like in the one with Nick Kroll, where they were fighting over the foosball table. But this one, they were basically trying to take over the study group. This one didn't work too well for me because Nick Kroll wasn't in it. I think he's the one who kind of made that little German clique work because he's just really funny, and that type of comedy to me is like his sweet spot, and he always plays a jerk really well. So for this one, it was not great to me. Um, let's see. Biased because I like silly jokes. I mean, I do like silly jokes. Um, but you know, it's just it's just odd. I just feel like it's a good season, whereas 1 through 3 was great. So we could skip past that one. I just don't think that was a good episode in general. The best part of that one, I believe, that was the episode that they found out that Shirley bullied Jeff as kids. I feel like that might be a little bit too outlandish. What are the odds two people, went to school as kids and then they don't see each other until college and then you find out like one of them was their biggest bully? That probably doesn't fit. So maybe. Let's see. We have cooperative escapism and familial relations. Let's see. Kira said, by season 4, there's so many inside jokes between the characters. I almost have to tell friends who haven't seen Community that there's a series based. mm. Latte said, yeah, exactly, especially because they came back to this topic, but about the origins of the group. Feels like retconning. That makes sense. When you already have 3 established seasons of history, and then like later on you come out with something like that, yeah, I could see how it would be polarizing. Dean Pelton asks a study group to help secure a grant to research into Chang's memory loss while Abed films their efforts. So this is something that I will say is a weak part of season 4. I think I understand why it is, but the person is just amazing. So the whole thing with Chang and Changnesia, I think, is dumb. I just think it's stupid. But I want Chang in these episodes. I think he is a very funny side character, and the actor who plays him is hilarious. They're basically giving him absolute shit to work with, and he's the one making it work. Like, I don't know if you could give that to anyone else and they would be like, this is what you want me to do? Really? But man, he's just taking it and going with it, and he's the one who makes it work. Like, it's a stupid plot point, but the only reason I'm interested in it is because he is putting 100% and more into it. But my whole thing with Chang, and I could do a whole video on this, is even though he's been pretty great through season 3, I personally think the biggest mistake they made was removing him as a professor, because that character to me, A, is funny, 2, is obnoxious, and a lot of times, like, oh well, 3, he's like, he's what some people would call like a loser. But the thing is, Chang was up here as a professor, and the rest of the cast were down here as students. So Chang would always have the upper hand, even though he wasn't cool like them. He was still like an authority figure. And once they took that away from him, I was like, now he's just like a pitiful guy to me. Kira said, I like Chang best, as you said in one of your videos, as the Spanish teacher. He's best in a third position. I think it was perfect, but I feel like maybe he got too famous and he was doing way too many movies that they didn't have time, just like John Oliver. Like, I loved him in season 1, but he couldn't do it. Thea says, yeah, they could have kept him as a professor for another season. Like, that would have been so cool to me. But, we don't know their schedules. Let's see, where else are we? Episode 7 was Economics of Marine Biology. Jeff, Britta, Annie helped Dean Pelton recruit the wealthy kid. Oh, okay, I remember this one. So this one, I think, this episode to me is like where it, as they say, jumped the shark. It was a cool concept of trying to get a kid, to recruit someone, but Greendale has never been the popular school. Like, it's a community college. I understand they need money for things. You want the rich kid to come, but the things that they were doing in that one, like I have never been like mad at something during the season, but when the dean gave away Pop Pop to this kid, like I didn't want to watch the rest of the episode. I was like, it's bad enough Magnitude is not a main character. You don't see him enough. Second, it's bad enough when he isn't in an episode. Yeah, it's hilarious that he says pop pop and it's his hilarious catchphrase, but they don't give him much else most of the time. So whenever we get Magnitude, one, yes, he has to say pop pop, and two, I want him to say more. So when he gave away his catchphrase, I was like, come on, man. Like, why would you do that? It was that got me mad. And then I forgot some of the other stuff they wanted like Britta to do, to steal that guy's chain and give it to him. Like, yeah, Britta wouldn't do that. I don't think Annie would like act how she was acting. I agree with that. I know they had crazy episodes before, like the Halloween episode with the zombies, but this one felt less real. Yeah, the one with the zombies, like those were creative to me, and I could be totally off here. When we watch those episodes, we watch it like, holy shit, like this is happening in real life. But when the episode is over, the lines are blurred so well that in our minds, did that actually happen? Or did it not actually happen? Did it happen a different way? Like you can question it, you know? It's crazy and outlandish because we know, I mean, for what we know right now, a zombie apocalypse can't happen yet. Maybe it can. So you would say that's not realistic, but they do it in a way, it just subverts your expectations of reality and it just works perfectly, but the way it's written and the way it ends to me. And yeah, season four, it's just like everything that feels this is what's happening, you know? Um, but this exactly, this is such a good point about how the lines were kind of blurred. 100% that makes it feel more real than this episode. Exactly, because I could watch it again and I could say this did happen, and then also have in the back of my mind like maybe it actually didn't happen this way, and it's just their elaborate storytelling. But and when I get to the episode, I'll talk about what I want to say now when I get there. Let's see. Next one is her story of dance. When the dean sets up the Sadie Hawkins dance, Britta puts her Sophie B. Hawkins dance. This is, I feels like another one of the episodes where they, and I like this episode because I think this is the one where they switched when they say like you Britted that, they made it a positive term. So that I like because I hated when they would say that, and I hate when they make her say stupid stuff. And in this episode, they make her say stupid stuff like Sophie B. Hawkins because she didn't remember who Susan B. Anthony was. Um, but it was kind of nice that Pierce helped out. But this was the episode that Abed got with Brie Larson's character. And when it happened, I said, I really hope that I know you can't get Brie Larson for every episode, or you might not even be able to get her on again. But I hope that's who Abed, like that's his person forever or throughout the season or series. And I hope they bring her up again. Shira said, Britta is a character that I feel has changed so much since the pilot and not all for the good. She seemed more confident, capable as a person back in the beginning. Yeah, I believe it too. What a lot of people had told me, and I'll just start with saying I agree with you. I like season one Britta the best. What people said was after season one wrapped or whatever and going into season two, the creator just found out how hilarious she was as a character and I guess tweaked her a little bit to be like that. But I do feel like she's regressed a little bit. Like she was like really, really, I don't even know the word, just like self-sufficient, I guess, in season one. Not that she's not now, but yeah, they kind of just went in a direction with her that was odd. It's not like a horrible direction, but she's such a good actress that she like rolls with it. Gene said, "Hey, real quick, next time if you do the live stream thing, can you wish to your goal of 6,000? Can you tell one of us when or how we get the prices? What's your next live stream?" Okay, so I'll try to do that next time, but for now, Um, for like PlayStation, it could be either the digital version or the disc version, as long as they're regular price. I know sometimes they have them regular price with the game. If they do, that's fine. Same thing with Xbox. The original price version, not like any deluxe versions that are $1,000, just like the basic one. And like I said, if there is one that has a game and it's, you know, included, we could talk about that. Um, Shear's a good point. I also love Jillian Jacobs in that series. All right, so her story of dance. Yeah, my favorite part was Abed and Brie Larson. That was amazing. All right. Intro to Felt Surrogacy. This is the one with when they went on the call it, the hot air balloon thing, and they weren't talking because they all thought they spilt juicy tidbits. So this episode, I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about with the zombies. In the zombie episode, we were led to believe that something happened, or use our imagination to determine ourselves if it happened or if it didn't happen, because we just saw what happened, right? In this one with the hot air balloon, it's like we know that it happened because they were talking about it, but it didn't work for me because they were telling the story, I guess. Where in the one with the zombies, it just happened in front of us. Like we saw something that might not have happened. In this one, they were telling a story that might not have happened if they were like unreliable narrators. But it seemed like everything they were talking about was true. I don't know. I did like the puppets. Like that was really creative to me, the way they did it with puppets. But I don't know. In this show, I don't like to be told something is happening. I like when they show us that it's happening, and then we just have to use our brains to like come to our own conclusion. Oh man. Kira said I should have a giveaway where you dish out Jeff Winger's digits. If I would just have a giveaway where whoever wants to touch his abs could touch his abs. So yeah, let me know what you all felt about felt surrogacy. As I said, I like the creativity of using the puppets, but um, for community's sake, telling us the story, even though it was a musical, um, I don't know. I like when they just do stuff and it's up to us to like make a determination. But it was an okay episode. Um, but it was kind of funny that of all of them, Abed was the one who didn't uh, give up a juicy tidbit. Shira said, I love those songs in the episode. We'll sing them throughout the day when the mood strikes. The songs were really good. I feel like the main one, the really catchy one, and I've only watched it once. And then obviously I watched it when I was editing it. It sounded like the song was in the tune of the community theme song, but I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Okay. So, Intro to Knots is the episode that I watched last week with the Christmas episode with the professor and the grade. And as I said, of the 4 Christmas episodes, this is my least favorite because to me it is by far the least creative um, episode, I guess. I should backtrack for a second. I may sound like a hypocrite. I know one of the episodes, the claymation one, it was basically Abed telling a story, but Abed is a whole different like breed. He's telling us something that happened like years ago, like when he was a kid, and they're showing it through animation. So I feel like that's different than the hot air balloon episode. But I mean, if you feel like I'm being hypocritical, that is fine. But in my mind, I have it. I'm like justifying it, I guess, because that's Abed's personality, and it's an Abed thing for him to kind of retreat and be creative with storytelling. So that's why I think that one works better. Um, let's see. Kira said, yeah, even the Dean's puppet was having some strange fantasies about the Jeff puppet. Yeah. Yep. Oh my God. The Dean in the episode I watched today, which was Basic Human Anatomy, we'll get to that in a sec. Um, but yeah, what was that? Intro to Knots. Yeah, I mean, I know this group wants to pass, but I don't think that they would go to kidnapping someone to do it. That's like not great. Lethea says, oops, got disconnected. Hope I didn't miss much. I don't think you did. I was just talking about how I like when they show us stories rather than tell us, which is why I like the zombie episode better than the hot air balloon episode. And then I mentioned that Abed is like a wild card because that's his thing in his imagination. Him telling stories is an Abed thing. So the Christmas episode where he was doing the claymation and talking about like his life, like that's different to me than the hot air balloon episode, basically. Right now we're up to intro to knots, and I was saying I think it's very out of character for them to commit a crime and kidnap a professor to get their grade back. Yeah, that one. We just went through last season Chang basically kidnapping the dean for like, what did they say, 3 months? Like we already did a whole arc on that, and they were, anyone would be against that. They wanted him to go to jail for abduction, which Chang should have gone to jail, and then the next season they do it themselves. Crazy. Lethea said, I think, as you said, the Christmas one was better. Kira said, I was just expecting the professor, played by Malcolm McDowell, to go all a Clockwork Orange on the students after escaping Chang's poorly tied up roping. I will say, they get really good cameos in the show, and that was perfect. I never would have thought that he was there because he was lying about his daughter, that he was just sad and had nowhere to go. So he decided to go to the party, and he just took the opportunity to, like, they were obviously dishing to get a grade, and he was just like deflecting it. But yeah, after last season, them adamantly wanting Chang brought up on charges for abducting the dean, they go and kidnap a professor. So, and I know you could say they only would have had him tied up for a few hours to get a grade, but that's still a crime. Oh man. Okay. And then the episode that I watched today, I'm not going to go to 12 and 13. I don't watch them yet. Episode 11, Basic Human Anatomy. This is like a continuation where they're trying to Shirley. Oh, I should also say this about the previous episode. I wish they would have told us in season 1, 2, and 3, and you can't blame those seasons because season 4 just gave it to us, that Shirley was a genius, basically. Like, we didn't really know any of them were geniuses. All we knew was Annie was really into school. Like she's the one who wanted the good grades. So if they were like, oh, Annie's going to be valedictorian, I would say, oh, that makes sense because she is super serious. She's always studying, always wants an A, doesn't want to take a C. But then they tell us Shirley is also valedictorian. I would have liked to see that. But that would have been more interesting to me because Shirley has kids. She doesn't have time to study. Like she has to go home, feed her kids, do all the kids stuff, take them to school, do the homework. Like I would love to have seen like a day in the life of Shirley of how she finds time to study. Like does she sometimes stay late when the group goes home? Like that's so interesting, but they just okay, so it's Annie, Shirley, and Leonard are up. Like I would love to figure that out. So Althea says, yeah, exactly. That came out of nothing. I think Shirley prayed a lot to get her grades high enough. I mean, in the world of Community, it could work, but I'm not saying she can't be valedictorian. I just feel like there was a plot thread there that they could have sprinkled in that would have been cool. Like, I don't know. I'm not a writer, obviously, so maybe my ideas don't make sense. But to me, that is a really cool side plot of a season. Is holy shit. Like Shirley finds time to like really study, or yeah, maybe Shirley is a fucking genius. Like that would be cool too. Maybe she is just a genius. But I would have loved to see that. That would have been cool. But um what else was that one? And I did like the Freaky Friday portion of this episode. Um, and I will say this one did a good job to me of kind of confusing me whether they really did swap, like community swap or not. But by the time you get to the end of the episode, you do realize that um, when they do it in the beginning, Abed is like kind of disappointed that it didn't work. So Troy, being the really good friend that he is, wakes up in the morning and kind of fakes it for Abed, like so Abed has his thing. So that was really cool. And it was a good learning thing for Troy because, obviously he wanted to break up with Britta, but he couldn't do it on his own. So he kind of had ulterior motives for the swap. And, I thought it was pretty cute and funny. Like, I don't really have a problem with that one. But because people learned lessons, like he did learn that he should, face his problems on his own rather than sending Abed as Troy, you know. Uh, yeah, that part was good. And the Die Hard thing. The only thing about that part that I don't know, I think I would have liked better, and it could go either way. When he was insulting Die Hard to Abed, Abed really wasn't even reacting to it, which makes you think like, oh, Abed is really, really in this as Troy, like he's really blocking it out. But they could have went the way where you saw maybe a little twitch in his eye or something, where you could see he really wanted to break and then just pulled back and didn't. I feel like, yeah, it could have worked either way. I think maybe to me it would have been funnier if like Abed noticed slightly and you could see that he was being irritated. Um, let's see. Kira said most college assignments are time consuming, busy work. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot of brain power as much as elbow grease. True, it's been a long time. I graduated college in 2003, so 20 years. And checking for their parts. That was good. And I must say, though, as good as Abed Daniel Pudi is as doing Troy, like he does him really good. Donald Glover as Troy does a freaking perfect Abed. So, so good. Donald Glover is such a good actor, but there's nothing I really need to say about that. Shearer says, is Die Hard mandatory film watching? I own up to never having seen it, so please don't strike me down. I'm not really a Bruce Willis fan. I've only seen Die Hard, I think, once, way back in the day, maybe when I was a teenager, like in the 90s. So um, I can't be the one to tell you you have to see it, but if you're going to see a Die Hard, I would watch the one with Alan Rickman in it, of course, and I think that was the first one. Oh, this is killing me without a straw. So yeah, that is basically episode 1 through 11 that I'm up to in Community of season 4. So, I mean, with your help, I do definitely see little nuances um, of things that may be like inaccuracies and stuff like that. All in all, like I said, I don't think it is a horrible season, but for people who were watching this when it was airing weekly, and Dan Harmon's style, like I don't really know it that well. I've only just started watching Community and Rick and Morty, so that's all I really have. But yeah, like if you were watching it when it was airing, yeah, you probably would be expecting something, and you're like, wait a second, I know Dan Harmon's not here anymore, but this is way different. Um, Althea said, yeah, it's not as bad as, for example, Family Guy nowadays. It was still good, but just a bit off. I feel like if a show is on as long as Family Guy and The Simpsons, how many stories do you have to tell? Like, it's almost impossible to get better, you know? I basically, if I watch Family Guy, I'm really watching it for Stewie, pretty much. Stewie and Brian. Like, I know Peter's gonna be funny. I really don't watch The Simpsons anymore. Um, it's just like American Dad. I think American Dad is funny. Not as funny as the other two, but I watch it for Roger. You know, Latte says, true, but then just stop. I really hate the current season. It's so bad. I think, I mean, the I don't know if it's a problem, but the problem would be a shitload of people still watch it. So imagine like canceling it for Fox, I mean. Like if a lot of people are watching it, imagine pulling it off the air and now you have to replace that with something that people might not care about. Like it's got to be tough. So I understand it probably should have been over, but man, if you're getting viewers like Fox, it is Fox, right? Yeah, so Fox had The Simpsons and followed that up with American Dad. Can they like repeat it with something else if they replace it? I don't know. It's tough. But yeah, it's true again. It's good money. Sad for the fans though. Yeah, I guess they rely on like if you've been watching Family Guy from the beginning, right? Say you were like a teenager and now you're in probably in your 30s if you started. To you, that person, it's probably not great. But if you're like a 20-year-old and you watch it now for the first time and then you go back and watch it, that person might think the new ones are better. Yeah. So I'm 44 and again, I don't watch it religiously. I just watch it when like it's running because I know that some nights it's like back to back to back to back to back. And if we're like having dinner or dessert, we'll just throw it on for like background. But it's mostly not the new season and it's not like the old seasons. It's kind of like the middle seasons. And like they're funny, but they're just on, you know. I don't watch it every week. Oh. But there is that other show that I tried the first two episodes, Crapopolis. It was all right. It wasn't hilarious, but it seemed like it was a pretty funny show. And I think it got renewed for like 3 seasons already. I don't know what the ratings are, but it must be doing good. I just want to go to the, let's see. Yeah, I don't really see many people talking about it. I don't see many commercials for it. I only knew about it, and give me 1 second. Just want to pull something up. The only reason why I knew Crapopolis was a thing was because I was searching for movies and TV shows that Matt Berry was in, and Crapopolis popped up because he voices a character, and Matt Berry is hilarious. Like, you put him in something, I'm gonna watch it. Um, if you do like Matt Berry and you could find this, because it's not like on any streaming, and it's not even on the BBC app or website anymore. I couldn't find it. I had to find it another way. Watch The Toast of Tinseltown. Oh my God. It's so funny. I have to go back and try to find Toast of London because I think there's 3 seasons of Toast of London and 1 season of Toast of Tinseltown. Matt Berry is just amazing. And let's see who else is actually in Cryptopolis. So Richard Ayoade, he was in the IT Crowd. He's pretty funny. Pam Murphy does a voice. I don't recognize her. Duncan Trussell does a voice. I don't recognize him. Anna Waddingham does a voice, obviously from Ted Lasso. Stephanie Beatrice does a voice, obviously from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Encanto. Michael Urie, I don't know. And then Keith David does a voice. Everyone knows Keith David. Um, Kira said Matt Berry is awesome on IT Crowd too. That's the reason why I wanted to watch more. I wanted to get up to his episode, but the humor in the first two episodes of the main cast to me, it was funny, but it's just you have to be into that. So I was like, do I watch until I get to Matt Berry or do I just skip and go to the episodes that Matt Berry's in? Lathea says, yeah, just checking Google. Toast of London is show up. Yeah. So it's the same series. It's just in Toast of Tinseltown, he goes to Hollywood. So it starts in London, something happens, and then he has to go to Hollywood. Without spoiling it, I could say this because it's just part of the general plot. He's supposed to be going to audition to be in the new Star Wars Picture. It's so good. So good. What else? I guess speaking of TV shows, since Solo Leveling ended and X-Men 97 ends, I was thinking of checking out Fallout. I haven't played the games, so I don't know anything about it. So I'm just like, oh man, am I gonna really enjoy it? Am I gonna know what's going on? Are there gonna be Easter eggs that I don't know about? Shira said there's one or two need to watch episodes of series one, some of their funniest material. I mean, I'm not opposed to watching it all. I was doing, well, the reason why I watched them was because on my Patreon, someone pays for a tier to tell me what to watch, and they chose that. So I watched them. Um, so if I do watch, maybe I just do it on my own and not react to it. But yeah, I love, and Matt Berry does a voice of Mortimer on Disenchantment, Netflix animated show. That show was done by Matt Groening, obviously the creator of The Simpsons. Disenchantment is freaking hilarious. I'll link that one here. So good. He plays a pig. Yeah, man. It was so good. Well, me and my girlfriend watch shows that are really, 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 really good. We tend to stop at like when there's two episodes left because we don't want it to end. Tokyo Vice, same thing. We have two episodes left and we just don't want to finish it. So Abby Jacobson is being Nat Faxon. Oh, wait a second. Wait, is this the guy from Our Flag Means Death? He looks like him, but it's not him. Who's the guy? I thought this was the guy who played. Oh, he is the Swede. Nat Fax. Oh, shit. That's right. See, I didn't know that at the time. Sorry, now I'm like just talking. Kira says there's a great show on BBC with a huge eclectic cast called Ghosts. Oh yeah, you mentioned that on the last live. Funny and Charming America did their version and it wasn't half bad. Leah says, but the animation and setting and stuff looks so good. It does. I love when they do like the pan shots in Disenchantment. It is really good. It is similar, yeah. It is. It's similar, but they use natural tones. They don't use like yellow, obviously. I could pull something up really fast. Do do do. All right, so let me do this. Take it off studio mode real fast. So this is basically the animation of Disenchantment. And my favorite character is Elfo, the elf. I love Elfo. And then there's Lucy. Oh, I'll go to the cast. So Abby Jacobson is Bean, Nat Faxon is Elfo, John DiMaggio's King Zog. Oh my God, hilarious. Eric Andre is Lucy. Hilarious. Um, Matt Berry is Prince Merkimer. He is a prince who gets turned into a pig. Um, I thought he wasn't going to be in much more than season one, but he's always there, which is great. Um, I don't recognize anybody else though, but it's funny. So yeah, this is kind of the animation. Let's see. Disenchantment had such a believable world, even though, of course, it's fantasy, but it just felt grounded in this reality world. Yeah, the way they kind of split, how Dreamland is kind of like the Middle Ages, I guess you could say. Castles and kings and shit. But then when you get to Steamland, it's like steampunk and technology and things like that. So technically, both lands are real. They didn't take place at the same time in real life, but it's cool to see you take people from one and you bring them to another and they see stuff that they have never seen in their life, like planes and cars and bicycles and like technology. So it was pretty cool the way they did that. Kira says it's terrifying to know that there's an adult movies that are Simpsons based. Yellow people is all I'm saying. Shira said, I can't believe we're losing Star Trek Lower Desk. If you told me we'd have an animated series based on Trek, I'd never believed it. Is it ending or did it get canceled? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, George Takei voices someone in that. That's pretty cool. Oh, it was canceled? So they're not doing a fifth season. It's crazy. It's got pretty good ratings. Well, it's hard to say anything is crazy anymore because all of these studios just, I feel like they cancel anything just for no reason. And we talked about it either last live or the live before, like the Batwoman show. Was it Batwoman? Yeah, or Batgirl. One of those that they filmed it and just didn't put it out. And then the that Acme um, animated that Warner Brothers hasn't put out. I just saw a tweet though that has not been like deleted yet. So people are really, really, really trying to get that out, which if people put in the time and money to create something, like it's such there got to be a piece of crap to just delete it. That's like heartbreaking putting in all that work. Oh, I've never watched a Star Trek anything. Just like we talked last week, and I've never watched a Battlestar Galactica anything, and I have episode one actually queued up to watch. So I might watch that one soon. I don't know. Do, do, do. Oh, what else can I look up? Shira says, I can't believe. Oh, wait. I'm reading the same thing over. I thought it popped up again. Sorry. What else was there? I need to put in my hard drive. I forgot what the other show was. Hmm. So there's Fallout that I'm definitely going to try. And then Battlestar Galactica. That one I want to try. Oh, the other one, Three Body Problem. I think I have to watch the third episode tomorrow or something. I just don't know what I'm gonna do because Community, I have like 10, 20, 22 more weeks of Community, 22 more episodes. Rick and Morty, 30 something more episodes to get caught up. And then Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I still have a lot. I'm only on the end of season two. So within the next, what, 20, it's like the next 6 months, Community is going to end. Like, I don't know what I'm going to watch to replace that. I have no idea. Kira says, am I watching The Boys and Gen V? I have not watched The Boys and Gen V yet. I'm stuttering now. I was watching Invincible and I love that so much. I said, you know what? When this is done, I'm gonna watch The Boys. But that show traumatized me so much. Like there was a lot. I was like, I don't think I could watch The Boys right now after watching this. Like ooh, that was crazy. But maybe when like Community ends or something, I'll start it. Oh, X-Men 97 ends this week too. So tomorrow at midnight, if I stay up, it's the last episode. And then that's done. And then I'm just back to my three. Well, my Community, Rick and Morty, Brooklyn Nine-Nine for YouTube, and then Three Body Problem for my YouTube members tier. And then every month, someone on Patreon gets to tell me what to watch. And that is The Last Man on Earth, which is okay to me. What are you all doing right now besides chatting? Do you have any TV shows on right now? Did we lose Lethius again? I can't believe it's been an hour already. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Need to buy the stand. Got some stuffs. Kira said it's a double whammy this week. Last episode of X-Men 97 and Young Sheldon, which I watched on a dare, but I marathoned it in a weekend. You marathon the entire series or the entire season? Time does fly. I think I took up like 25 minutes talking about Community. I heard that even though this spinoff is ending, Young Sheldon, that I don't know if they're supposed to be, or they're thinking about putting out a new one when he's older or something. I thought I heard that the original character didn't want to do any more spin-offs, so I guess that might be tough. Maybe. I still haven't purchased this shirt. Gotta get it. I don't know what color. Gray, baby blue. I think it looks best on heather blue. I like that. Oh man, yeah. So, uh, just got to think of more ways to get eyes on the channel. Because, like I said earlier, I forgot the person we were talking to that was in here asking about it, Gene. Like, uh, doing a giveaway is fun, but waiting for subs is not. Like, I want to give it away already. Like, I want to be done with that so I can move on to something else. Because I know people like to win big things, obviously, but it might be more fun to give away a lot of little things rather than once every 3 months, something like that. So that's why, again, I was thinking of like some kind of gift cards. People like movies, like a $50 AMC gift card or something, like something like that. Like if I'm giving out a $500 PS5 or whatever, that is like 10 gift cards, that's 10 giveaways rather than one, or an Xbox Live thing, or people like anime. I don't know. That's the other thing. I don't know, certain things that people want. Like people collect like Funko Pops, but you could just buy them. I don't know if I would get one that no one has, or like those statues that people buy, or like those Star Wars, the Black Collection, or whatever they call it. Like things that people really collect and stuff. I guess I have to do more research on that. Kira said the entire series in a weekend. Oh my God. I remember when I needed to binge Breaking Bad because it was 2 weeks until the finale, and I binged it in like a week and a half. That took a lot. She likes The Big Bang Theory, never agreed with certain aspects of it. Young Sheldon as a series is well written, and I like how they portray his dad. I guess his dad wasn't portrayed very well, like in the way older Sheldon would talk about him. Kira said, yeah, Georgie and Maddie are getting a spin-off series from Young Sheldon. Hopefully it will do well. Oh, I thought the main characters were. So who's Georgie and Mandy? Is that like Sheldon's friends? Oh man. Doot, 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 doot. I totally forgot to go here to check the stream health, but it's good. All right. Thea says, do you know Monkey Dust? That's like an ever darker series on South Park in terms of weird jokes. Monkey Dust. Well, let's see. This is why I like to have my browser open. Monkey Dust show from 2003. Horror, 3 seasons. Who's in this? Simon Greenall, Morwenna Banks, Rebecca Front. What was? Oh, this is UK. Breaking Bad is a marathon. Oh my gosh. Do you dislike hope and positivity? Well, I remember I was at work one day and I was asking my coworkers, "Oh, what's something good I should watch?" And my friend said Breaking Bad, and he was like, "Oh, it's a really good show." And I was like, "Oh, cool. I'll watch it." I was like, "How many seasons do they have?" And he was like, "Oh, well, actually, yeah, it was like 2 weeks." He goes, "In a week and a half or something, it's the series finale." And I was like, "Oh, crap." And then I looked and I saw how many seasons I had to go. So what I did was, um, when I woke up for work, I got dressed, I got on the bus. I watched an episode on the bus, watched an episode at lunch, watched an episode coming home on the bus, and then I watched like two or three before I went to bed. So three, that's like one, two, three, like 6 episodes a day, basically, is kind of what I did Monday through Friday. But yeah, it was heavy and freaking, woo. And then they had Better Call Saul, which was so good. Kira said, animation from the BBC. I'd watch that. I'm finishing up Fleabag and need something else to watch. Oh, I've heard about that too. I always forget. All right, that one's on Amazon. What is this even about? What's the overview? Okay, that didn't really help. Let's see. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That name sounds familiar. The show was adapted from 2013 Festival Fringe One Woman Play. Oh, that's pretty cool. So what is she in film? Oh, well, I remember her because I recognize her from the new Indiana Jones. And that's the last movie I saw that she would have been in. Solo, she did a voice. Oh, Goodbye Christopher Robin. I watched that. The Iron Lady. Oh, I haven't seen any of those. Television. Let's see. Stage, His Dark Materials Run, SNL, Killing Eve, Fleabag, Crashing. Bad Education coming up. That's interesting. Like I feel like I know a lot of her stuff, but I haven't seen any of her shows. Oh, what is? But it's the weirdest series I ever watched, so it makes sense. Not many people know about it. Monkey Dust is probably my most memorable series ever, just because it made me feel so weird. Monkey Dust is something else and something that can't be done nowadays anymore. Most memorable animation. Kira says Fresh Meat is a great sleeper hit that I didn't get to watch when it first came out. It kind of has the same energy as In-Betweeners, but it's about college life and a bit more. Fresh Meats. Let's see. So who is in this? Oh, this is on Tubi. Kimberly Nixon, Charlotte Ritchie, Greg McHugh, Jack Whitehall. Oh, Zawe Ashton. She was in the Marvels, amongst many things. Let's see. There's just so many shows. Like in with the hopes of growing, I would watch so many different shows like this. But as I'm growing, it's unfortunate that I have to try to choose like the most popular shows that people will search for and stuff like that. But there's things like this, like another one that I watched that I don't really hear many people talk about, even though it's not like underground or anything. The Night Manager with Hugh Laurie and what's his name? Oh my God, Tom Hiddleston. So good. Monkey butt. Yeah, I really wanted a Night Manager season two. That would have been dope. This was good. This was another show that I think maybe after Breaking Bad, I also watched going to work and coming home from work. It was really addictive, but it's only one season. Fresh Meat is good. It starts slow and takes some time. Let's see. Damn, too many notifications. Oh man, oh man. What was I about to do? Oh, I wanted to plug this in real quick. I got some stuffs. Hopefully this doesn't ruin anything. Plugging in a hard drive. All right, so I got three body problem. Yeah. So I got episode one of Battlestar Galactica ready to go. Community. I keep forgetting I have to do season two of Dean Pelton's costumes. I gotta get that out fast. That was so much fun, but season one didn't have that many costumes. Fallout season one, episode one. I can watch that at any time. Knuckles. I don't see too many people talking about Knuckles though, but I have that one. Oh, Monkey Man is a movie I want to watch. I have that one ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, a series that I want to watch. I was gonna react to it. I'm not sure, but I definitely want to watch it. So those are the ones that I kind of have queued. Do 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 do. Night Manager is good. Oh, Elizabeth Debicki's in it as well. It has a really good cast. Olivia Colman's in it. David Harwood's in it. Like, it's got a really good cast. Russell Tova. He looks like the guy from that one episode of Sherlock, The Hounds of Baskerville. It is him. That is definitely him. Oh man. Bad Education is a fun series with Jack Whitehall. Bad Education. I definitely cannot be on for 3 hours tonight. I actually have to wrap it up soon. I have to cook dinner. Bad Education. 2019. American crime drama. There's so many shows. Like, I've never even heard of these. Jack Whitehall, Nikki Runkles, Charlie Wernham, Jack Brinstead. Like, it's just so cool that there's a lot of people that I've never heard of, but I never even heard of this show. I gotta expand. Russell Tovey is a stud. He's also in the BBC version, Being Human. Russell Tovey, what was he? He's not in this one. Was it this one? Where was he? Oh, Ray Romano was in Bad Education. Let's see. Russell Tovey? Oh, this guy. Yeah. He's also in the version of Being Human. So yeah, his movies and shows, Being Human. Damn. Oh, is this the one about the vampires or something? And then they made an American version? Or is that something else? Yeah, I think this is the one. Shoot. Oh man. Well, I think I gotta call it a night. Actually, my original plan was a live stream once a week, which is doable, obviously. But I like it, just enjoy coming on and chatting about stuff like we usually do. Like I could do this. I have done this is the third one I think I've done in 5 days. So they're fun and definitely doable just to have a good chat while my channel is growing. I don't think I'd have the mind capacity to do it like every day like this if I had a lot of people on to talk to. Like, whew, that might be a little bit difficult. But I don't know, maybe I'll hop on today's Monday. I don't know, maybe Wednesday again, or Thursday or Friday. I don't mind. It's fun. I love chatting. Let's see. Shira says, indeed, there's lots of tea to spill every stream. There's a lot of information. Like you guys give me so many shows, and it's just like so tough to choose. So we'll just need everyone to cross their fingers that eventually I have the time and the like the eyeballs on my channel where I don't always have to do the most popular shows out there, where I could do something that, you know, I have enough people watching that will watch those reactions. That's another thing I have to boost up is the amount of people who watch my videos are new. So I think it's like 85% new and 13% subbed. Like, I gotta improve that. Kira, you have a great one. Always. Matthias, well, I have to go now, so do I. It's 4 here. Damn. Matthias said, oh, I watched you for a long time already. Love your content. Thank you so much, Ben. Like I said, I appreciate all of you who stick with me and you're always here. Like, if you guys didn't hop onto these streams, I wouldn't do them, but I know that you guys will be there, and like that's enough for me. So hopefully we grow together. I say that at the end of every stream. So, all right, I gotta go. Gotta cook. Gotta eat. I think I have to watch a show too. I might. I don't know. I don't even remember. But thanks for hopping on, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your nights, your evenings, or your early mornings if you're up really late. Yeah, I'll see you guys. Peace.